This is the letter that I sent to the U.S. Senator Ronald Lee Wyden, February 21st, 2019. Greetings. My name is Nisin R. Lopez. I'm a 43-year-old Cuban-American artist based in Miami, Florida, and I also happen to be a targeted citizen, a victim of organized community harassment sponsored by law enforcement and the intelligence community. I'm talking here about a secret, long-term, unconstitutional surveillance program designed to neutralize outspoken, politically incorrect freethinkers that are designated as enemies of the state, even if they are innocent, harmless, law-abiding citizens that pose no real threat to anyone. You might be saying to yourself, what exactly is organized community harassment, right? Basically, the target is systematically harassed in an organized fashion by civilians that are recruited by the so-called authorities. These agent provocateurs will use all kinds of unethical means in order to intimidate the target every time he is in the general public. I'm talking, for example, about acts of provocation, choreographed street theater, noise campaigns, mimicking, rude behavior, verbal breakdown, invasion of space, engineered collisions, orchestrated synchronicities, entrapment, etc. All kinds of horrible things. The idea behind this harassment campaign is to cause a nervous breakdown in the long run, to destroy the isolated target emotionally and psychologically through negative aversive stimuli and dark neurolinguistic programming. The target is harassed 365 days a year, 24/7, no matter where he goes. I'll give you a practical example. On February 19th, 2019, I posted a video in YouTube exposing a specific aspect of the targeted individual program. The name of the video is Surveillance State Targeted Individual, Episode 10. The folks in the Fusion Center who got me under constant surveillance, they saw this presentation and decided to retaliate against me. On the afternoon of February 21st, 2019, I took bus number 1, the southbound route, in the Cutler Bay area, Miami-Dade Transit. I took bus number 1 in order to get to Walmart. There was a particular passenger, a Cuban guy in his late 40s, possibly an ex-convict. He was being loud, and he was saying all kinds of profanities, very loud actually. And the bus driver didn't say shit to him. Coincidentally, he got off the bus at bus stop number 03181, which was my stop. I was supposed to get off at that particular stop, because I was going to Walmart. This is by Southwest 112th Avenue, Alapata Road. When I was in the process of exiting the bus, the guy sort of looked at me and said, "What's up? What the fuck?" He said this to me in Spanish. I asked him if he was speaking to me, and he said yes. Then he continued insulting me openly, uttering all kinds of obscenities. He cursed me out, he called me names, I've done absolutely nothing to this guy, and he was insulting the hell out of me, It was clear to me that this citizen on patrol was trying to trigger an emotional response. He was trying to provoke a street fight. Now, why was he doing this? Well, he had been recruited by the criminal enterprise known as the Miami-Dade Police. They probably gave him some cash and some gift cards, This is the compensation for being a good domestic terrorist, This incident took place as I already mentioned, on February 21st, 2019, by the bus stop number 03181 by Southwest 112th Avenue Alapata Road, right next to the Regions Bank, exactly at 1:24 p.m. in Cutler Bay, Florida. Not too far, because, not too far from the Miami-Dade Police Department South District Station. Very interesting. We're talking here about a covert operation that had been carefully, and I cannot emphasize that enough, carefully orchestrated. The cops, they wanted me to engage so that they could arrest me and label me as a threat to public safety. Now check this out, because, this gets very interesting. There might be a possibility that this guy, who insulted the hell out of me, he insulted me mercilessly, there might be a possibility that this guy could be a sex offender. That's why I previously mentioned that this guy looked like an ex-convict. On February 21st, 2019, inside bus number 1, I saw this guy with my own eyes touching an old man inappropriately. Inside the bus. He touched the old man's thigh as he spoke to him. This is on video. Don't believe me. If you can check out the video footage inside bus number 1 on February 21st, 2019, around 1:20 p.m. or something like that, this shit is on video. So, these are the kind of people that the Miami-Dade Police is recruiting in order to mess with innocent, harmless, law-abiding citizens like myself. It is more than clear to me that this guy that was trying to provoke me is this guy has to be a criminal. The former FBI agent Gerald Susby, an honorable man who ended up as a targeted individual, he knows what it's like to be provoked by thugs that have been recruited by the authorities. I'm talking here about entrapment. Basically, they send you agent provocateurs that will insult the hell out of you, hoping that you retaliate. Then the cops come in and they arrest you. Woo! Not so long ago, the former NSA intelligence analyst Karen Stewart stated in an interview that the command center for organized community harassment is the fusion centers. She also stated that the agent provocateurs are enlisted through InfraGard. What is InfraGard? Is it not the FBI? So yeah, it is clear that the government is behind this takedown program. Now, as far as this criminal, this guy that was trying to provoke me, that was insulting the hell out of me for no reason, it would be easy to identify this citizen on patrol surveillance role player who was trying to agitate me on the afternoon of February 21st, 2019. Bus number 1 has cameras inside and outside. The incident took place by a specific bus stop number 03181. So, it would be easy to identify him. Plus, the bus driver, a Cuban guy who's probably in his early 50s, he knows this guy personally, So, this agent provocateur, this domestic terrorist, I'm sure, I don't have any evidence to prove it, but, I know for a fact that he received a phone call from somebody who is affiliated with law enforcement prior to 1:24 p.m. The incident took place at 1:24 p.m. when he started provoking me. So, so before that, at some point, he got a phone call from these people, and that call is registered in a database that cannot be erased. As I already mentioned, the incident took place at 1:24 p.m., so they probably called him around 12:45 p.m. Who called him? as I mentioned before, somebody affiliated with law enforcement and the intelligence community. You know, maybe the call came from the Southeast Florida Fusion Center, the Homeland Security Bureau, Southeast Florida Fusion Center, headquarters for the Miami-Dade Police Department. Maybe, I don't know. I would love to see the Department of Justice contacting the Miami-Dade Police concerning this incident. I would like to see the Department of Justice asking them why they are terrorizing me on a daily basis. I'm sure that the cops are gonna say that they are patriots and heroes serving a noble cause. That I am either, a terrorist, a serial killer, or a sex offender, and that they're doing something good for society or whatever. Well, if what they're saying is true, why don't they arrest me? This organized community stalking harassment has been going on since January of 2011, until now. We're in 2019. We're talking about years here. This is some shit that has been going on for years, The folks in law enforcement and in the intelligence community who are behind the targeted individual program, they know very well that this multi-layered interagency program is going to be shut down eventually. This is why they need to incarcerate targeted individuals like myself under a false narrative. They are desperate. When the program is finally unmasked on national TV for everyone to see in the near future, they're gonna say something like this: "Oh, Your Honor, excuse me, Your Honor, we did nothing wrong. We were protecting America, Your Honor." You know, these domestic terrorists are desperate to justify the existence of the targeted individual program. They need to justify a multi-trillion-dollar national security, counterterrorism, corporate military intelligence, police state complex. It's all about power and control. So, and then, the ending of the letter. Thank you very much for your time, and I apologize for any inconvenience. Please help me out. Help me expose these criminals that are shielded from legal culpability. Thank you again. Bye.